What is up, guys, gals, and minions? It is me, NoirProxy, and as you can see here, we're playing some more Loadout, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Now, as you can see here, we are playing a new match type today. This one is called a Death Snatch, and it is crazy. It is basically just kill confirmed. You've got to kill some dudes, then you pick up their little vials of stuff, and it makes it so then you've got the kill, and it kind of goes towards the score for your team on their side. Now, this is actually kind of interesting, though, because as you know, kill confirmed is like a mode that's been used in games like Call of Duty, and Call of Duty, and Call of Duty, but in this kind of game, it kind of feels a little bit more unique, because as you know, the combat is insane. It's just like all over the place, explosions going everywhere, and so in a way, it kind of feels a little bit more fresh and new. I think it's because of just how all the guns work, and how like all the violence and like stuff like that. It's really, really cool though, and so I've been having quite a bit of fun playing this actually, so it's been a nice little change, because originally when I used to play Call of Duty back in the day, I didn't really like kill confirm. Maybe it was because players were way better than me or something, but in this game, it feels a little bit more even. Maybe it's because all the guns are kind of like all customizable and anyone can get them like easier from the get-go and stuff. Do you think that's what it is? I'm not entirely sure, but still, as you can notice as well, I've got a little bit of a different look now. I've got my awesome Aliens Colonial Marine armor, which I was able to support the game with some real like actual cash and get a backwards cap, and also this armor, which looks really, really awesome. I really like the look of it. I love the little security camera that he has on his shoulder and stuff. That looks really awesome too, don't you think? And then also, I think later on I also bought like a black shirt. I got some shades and like a balaclava over my face or something. Looks really awesome as well. So you can get some really cool like aesthetic customizations if you feel like supporting the game. Now at the moment I'm using a Gatling gun, and I've also got a triple barrel rocket launcher, I believe. And you actually get to name them as well, which is really cool. So I think one's called the Bauswasser and the other one is called the Ponerette, but I think I've changed them now. So now I've got the rocket tube, or I think I've called it the Tickle and Twist, or the Twist and Tickle, because obviously it does like a corkscrew kind of thing now. And also the other one's now called the Big Floppy Willy. Which I think's a really unusual name. I went to call it that, so it's kind of like you've just been killed by a big floppy willy. I don't know if that sounds really immature, but that's kind of what the game's about. I seem to be bleeding from the arm. Good thing you don't actually bleed out in this game, because as you know, your character can get blown to bits, but if there was actually some kind of bleed out feature, that would really suck, because you would die a lot in this game, and you do die a lot. I just want to say first, you do die in this game quite a bit, and you gotta get used to it. This game is very, very fast-paced. It is all kind of about dying and stuff, I guess, and so you gotta get used to that kind of thing, but you've also got to try your best and try and pwn people as much as possible. And another thing you may notice is this game is all about jumping everywhere. You're going to see people kangarooing all over the place. And there's actually another piece of equipment that you can actually equip that'll even make that jumping go even more crazy called, I think it's called Rocket Jump. And basically what it does is it's kind of like having those Super Mario boots from the Super Mario movie, you know, the really crappy one. And so what ends up happening is you end up jumping, like doing like a double jump, I think. It's crazy. So you'll be fighting one of these dudes and they'll be going like, they'll be soaring through the sky with some like serious grace. It is nuts. And I haven't actually unlocked that yet. I've been using the shield at this point in time, though. I think I'm quite low level, so I don't actually have that yet. I'm still using the grenades, which I've been having a hard time using because it is actually binded to the C key, and so I need to change that to maybe Q or something in like the future. At the moment, I am using the shield though, which is really cool. Look at that! As you die, actually give someone the finger. Which is really cool. Nice little way of saying, well, screw you, buddy, for killing me, and I'm gonna get some revenge now. One thing you need to try and do as well, this is actually a bit of a tip, I guess you could say, is learn to aim in this game. The aiming is going to be really, really hard, because as you can see, everyone is moving around. So in a way, you have to try and like predict where your enemies are going, which is kind of unusual. It's something that I generally have a really hard time doing in games like Unreal Tournament and stuff, because as you know, there's like things like anti-gravity features, and in this game, the falling and the jumping is quite slow. And so one thing you have to generally do is kind of watch where your like enemies are trying to like jump and stuff, and then try and like shoot where they're going to land. It's kind of unusual. I don't really think I do it much in this match, but in the future matches and stuff, I do it quite a bit. We are actually trying to double team this guy at the moment. Are we actually winning? I don't know if we're winning or losing. We're all burning to death though, which is crazy. And survey says we are actually just under by 100 points by the enemy team, but I think we're going to have a really close match here, which is the reason why I recorded it, because as you can see, I'm trying my best. I actually just got a kill confirmed there. Or was that a denial? I think if it's green, it means it's on your team, and if it's red, it's the enemy team, so you have to try and collect those red ones, but also deny the enemy team from getting the green ones, which will be you or your teammates from dying. I seem to be on fire again, which is really, really sucky. I really like that when you're set on fire, you can actually see your flesh and stuff like turn black. You start to see like your bones and stuff show through. That is insane as well. Really, really crazy. Now, there are actually a couple of game modes in this. There is Death Snatch, as you can see here. There's also Extraction, which you saw in the last video, which is where you collect these little crystals and take them over to little mine carts. Then there's also one called I can't remember what it's called. It's like Hammer Time or something. And basically what Hammer Time is about, it's kind of like capture the flag. What you do is you basically got to go to the enemy team's base, grab the hammer, I guess you could say, or the flag. I do that with ditto fingers, and then you have to try and run back to your base and score it. But seeing as it's a hammer, what can you generally do with a hammer? Well, you can smack people with it. And so what you end up having to do is you end up having to like try and kill people. I think you get like 5 uses with the hammer, and then when you actually get those 5 kills, it actually increases the value of score when you actually turn that hammer in. So in a way, it kind of has a little bit of a risk reward to it in a way. So you end up like going out there trying to kill some enemies who are trying to kill you and get that hammer back, but at the same time, if you're able to kill all of them, then take that hammer back to your base, you might get loads of points for your team and help them win that match, which is pretty cool. But as you can see here, Death Snatch is very, very basic. But from what I can tell, there is something that a lot of my teammates, from what I've experienced, don't like to do. One thing that people like to do is like a main incentive in this game is to just try and go out there and kill people. But one thing that I found is that the enemy teams that I've faced like to work in groups, and when I've been working with my own team from the this game has some really bad matchmaking, is that when you're playing with like rookie players and stuff, they like just go out there like single file and just get shot up, and it's really bad because, as you know, 2 people versus 1 guy, that 1 guy is going to get completely screwed. And so if you're playing Death Snatch, I definitely recommend working with your team. Try and go in groups. As you can see here, look, I'm trying to stay with my group here and try and work on singular dudes. It's the best way of doing it. And if you get into like an actual like 4v4 actual like scrimmage, then actually try and work with your team there. Don't run away. Try and get as many kills as possible. Try and use your rocket launcher. If you're really close in though, we'll try and use maybe your Gatling gun or something, or try some kind of close range weapon. But if you're using like a rocket launcher, you kind of risk your own life, because obviously that shockwave, that explosion can kill you too. It seems that we're actually leading now. Originally we were losing against the enemy team, but we are actually now catching up, and we've actually gone past them in points. We are so close to winning, minions. This is going to get so awesome. Oh my goodness. Are we going to win though? That is the question. Oh dear indeed. I've got a really bad feeling about this. So I'm trying to take this dude down with my Gatling gun. Now, as I said, I am using a rocket launcher and a Gatling gun. What I like to generally do is use my rocket launcher as kind of like a preemptive strike. So I start off by using my rocket launcher, and then I finish them off with a Gatling gun, because generally when I'm running towards them, I get to secure my own fate, because obviously those rockets have actually damaged them from long distance, but then I've been able to finish them off with some bullets that aren't actually going to hurt me with the splash damage. But still, minions, it looks we're about to win this match. I've got barely any health. Can I get some health before I die? There we go, minions. But anyway, I'd love to know if you've been playing this game, what you think to it, what you think to the gameplay, the modes, the weapons. If you've been playing this game and loving it, what kind of weapons you've been using, what kind of types, what have you been calling them? Are they cooler than my weapon names? Now watch me boogie! Remember to join me out though if you're not supposed to get giveaways, and every trail at Proxby's Facebook page for more giveaways, competitions, and just awesome updates. And I will see you guys, girls and me's next time. Ciao.